Hello students. In my previous video, we have discussed about the elimination reaction. In this video, we'll be discussing about the reaction with metal, that is the third type. So what do we observe here? So we observe that organic chloride, bromide and iodide react with certain metals to give a compounds containing carbon metal bond, and such compounds we call it as organometallic compound. So it is the molecular formula of this organometallic compound. It is RMgX. We have taken metal as Mg here. R is an alkyl group, Mg is a metal which is present here, and X becomes the halogen. So how these compounds are obtained? We'll observe the reaction. So when an alkyl halide is treated with a metal in the presence of a dry ether. So we'll take the alkyl halide here. So CH3CH2Br, that is ethyl bromide as our alkyl halide. It is made to react with the metal magnesium, and the reaction, remember, is always carried out in the presence of dry ether. Why we are making use of dry ether? Because the metals are reactive in nature, so that it does not react with moisture or anything. So we make use of what? Dry ether. So what do we observe here? Our organometallic compound will have an alkyl group, so CH3CH2, metal Mg, and which is the halogen present? Br is the halogen present. So we'll write it as CH3CH2 MgBr. And since it was given by a scientist named Grignard, it is named after him, called as Grignard's reagent. So the Grignard's reagent has the general formula RMgX. So we'll write this, the name of this. What is the name of CH2CH2? It is ethyl, Mg magnesium, and Br becomes what? Bromide. So the name of this is ethyl magnesium bromide. So let us find out the Grignard reagent, about the kind of bond present in the Grignard reagent, and what about the reactivity. So to find out the kind of bond present, we will write a molecular formula. So CH3CH2MgBr, or we'll consider as X, or we'll take the general formula RMgX here. Will not represent metal as M, will take magnesium as a metal itself. So magnesium is a metal. Since magnesium is a metal, always it will be positively charged, so will represent a partial positive charge. Halogen will extract the electron towards itself, so partially negative, as well as the alkyl group is partially negative. But remember, carbon can form covalent bond, whereas halides can form ionic bond. So the bond between the alkyl group and magnesium is purely a covalent bond, but it is polar in nature. Why polar in nature? Because you see the separation of the charges, negative charge and positive, and as well as the halide, negative charge, so it is ionic in nature. So what is the nature of the bond here? One is covalent, another is ionic, because of which it is highly reactive in nature. So let us see its reactivity. See it, even if it comes in contact with moisture, it will react. So moisture is nothing but what? We'll consider it as a trace of water. This reaction is important. Once it was the reactants were given in the exam, one of the exam, and you were supposed to write the product. So Grignard's reagent RMgX reacting with H2O, so which is a positive part and negative part of water, H plus and OH minus. Since magnesium is an and halogen, magnesium halide, magnesium is a dipositive ion. If the covalent bond between carbon and magnesium is broken down, since it is dipositive ion, it requires two equal negative charges. So one of the negative charge of water gets associated with magnesium, it forms MgOHX, plus of what is remaining, R and H. That means what? It is nothing but an alkane is formed. So to understand it in a more better way, let us consider an example here. So we'll take an example of methyl magnesium chloride, that is nothing but Grignard's reagent reacting with water. So what do we observe here? Mg, negative part of water, OH and Cl, plus of what is remaining, CH3 there and H here, so it will form CH4. CH4 is nothing but an alkane, methane. So by this we come to know that it is more reactive with water. As well as this is one of the method which is used in the preparation of what? Hydrocarbon, that is alkane. So you can call this as a method which is used to convert the halides to hydrocarbons. RMgX reacts even with the traces of water. Remember it was asked in exam. Since magnesium is a dipositive ion, we observe that product. So consider Wood's reaction. This is what you have already studied in first PUC in the unit hydrocarbon. In Wood's reaction, we make use of what? Alkyl halide. Alkyl halide react with the sodium in the presence of a dry ether. So when alkyl halides react with the sodium metal in the presence of a dry ether, the product obtained is an alkane. So this is a reaction which we have already studied it in first PUC. So here we observe that one of the alkyl group get bonded to another alkyl group, plus of what is removed here, sodium halide. So 2NaX is removed in the as the sodium halide. Let us consider an example. So when you take an example of methyl chloride reacting with the sodium, to remember how many alkyl halides we require, 2 alkyl halide, and always the reaction takes place in the presence of what, dry ether. So NaCl will be removed and CH3 group will get bonded to another CH3 group, and another product is 2NaCl. So here the product obtained is what, alkane. So you get an alkane as a product. What are the necessary conditions you require if it is a Woods reaction? The two necessary things are reactants. There should be 2 alkyl reactants, that is alkyl halides, and 2 sodium metal atoms, and the reaction always takes place in the presence of dry ether. If this is a condition given on the reactant side, it means it is with. Next is reaction of haloarine. We have included it here where because it is also the reaction with metal. So fatigue reaction. When aryl halide react with the metal in the presence of a dry ether. So we'll consider here aryl halide reacting with sodium metal in the presence of dry ether. Here as in Woods reaction, 2 alkyl halide were used. Here we'll make use of 2 aryl halide. So one of it will lose, both of them will lose their halide with the sodium atom, and one benzene ring will get associated with another benzene ring. So the product obtained here will be diphenyl, that is one benzene ring bonded to another, and another product is sodium halide, that is 2NaX. So the product obtained here we call it as diphenyl. So what are the necessary conditions or reactants in fatigue reaction? We make use of what? Aryl halide. How many aryl halide? 2, and 2 sodium metal. The reaction takes place in the presence of dry ether, and the product obtained here is diphenyl, or we also call it as biphenyl. Why? Because 2 benzene ring, that is 2 phenyl group, get associated with each other. So the product obtained here is biphenyl. Then the next reaction similarly which we will study here is Woods fatigue reaction. So in Woods reaction, what do we make use of? Alkyl halide. So remember, whenever you get the term Woods, it means what? It consists of alkyl halide. It is a combination of both here. So one of your reactant here will be alkyl halide, and fatigue means aryl halide. So alkyl halide and aryl halide. Alkyl halide formula is Rx. Aryl halide formula will be benzene ring bonded to halogen, and always the reaction takes place with what? Sodium metal in the presence of dry ether. So sodium will react with the halide atoms, and you will get sodium halide, and alkyl group will get associated to benzene ring. So the product obtained here is alkyl benzene plus of 2NaX, that is sodium halide. Let us consider an example. When methyl chloride reacts with the sodium metal and chlorobenzene in the presence of a dry ether. So these are the conditions of Woods fatigue reaction. So sodium will react with Cl and it will form NaCl. CH3 will get associated with benzene, and the product obtained will be alkyl benzene plus of 2NaCl, that is sodium halide. So the product obtained here is alkyl benzene. So consider the definition of the reactions. Woods reaction, when alkyl halide react with sodium in dry ether, alkane are obtained as a product. So you can observe the general reaction and example with respect to it. Next is a fatigue reaction. So when aryl halide react with sodium in dry ether, diphenyl is obtained as a product. You can see the general reaction. Whether it is any aryl halide, diphenyl is obtained as a product. Next is Woods fatigue reaction. So in Woods fatigue reaction, what are the two things we use? Alkyl halide and aryl halide, and the reaction is carried out with sodium in dry ether. Alkyl benzene is obtained as a product. So these are the three reactions which we have. We observe that in these reactions dry ether is used. Why dry ethers is used in this reaction? Because sodium is a metal which is highly reactive. Dry ether helps to absorb the moisture so that sodium does not react with the moisture before the reaction proceeds. Which should be asked in the exams. So such type of questions are asked. They give the reactants and you are supposed to write the product and name the reaction. Please try this. Or else they can ask what is Zaitsev rule or Zaitsev rule. So questions are asked on the rule as well. As well as they ask you the question on elimination reaction. They give one of the reaction and you are supposed to write the major product. Sometimes the questions are asked on Grignard's reagent. They ask the general formula or method of preparation of Grignard reagent, or reactivity with water, or they give you the reaction and you're supposed to complete it. I hope you found this video useful. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.